Do you truly know what happens to your spirit when you die? What if death is nothing more than an illusion, a veil drawn over a greater truth? What if the real you was never actually born, never truly died, and never existed in the way you think? The truth is, you have already died countless times before. What terrifies you is not death itself, but the uncertainty of what lies beyond, the unknown path your soul takes when it leaves this world. If you fail to recognize the luminous light of death, you risk being caught in an endless cycle, moving between birth and death, heaven and hell, not as external places, but as states of consciousness that shape your experience after life. For thousands of years, humanity has called death the great unknown, a mystery beyond comprehension. But in reality, death is not a mystery. It is a passage, a transition from one realm to another. Imagine your consciousness, weightless and eternal, transcending the physical body, unfazed by the demise of flesh and blood. Death is not the end, it is the soul's awakening, a moment when the divine spark within you is freed from its earthly shell. The Tibetans understood this well. To them, death was not an end, but a return, a journey back to the source of all being, and that source is you. Through death, the soul enters hidden dimensions, realms of profound mystery where the very fabric of existence unfolds. Mystical traditions across cultures rarely describe death as a cessation. Instead, they see it as a transition, a metamorphosis, like a caterpillar dissolving into a cocoon only to emerge as a butterfly. The body is shed, but consciousness remains, evolving into something beyond human understanding. Sages and mystics throughout history have spoken of death as a sacred threshold, a journey across a spiritual bridge leading from the dense physical world to subtler realms, where the soul undergoes further purification, experiences, and learning. In esoteric teachings, death is described as a return, a pilgrimage back to the infinite source, where the soul releases the weight of material existence and merges with its pure, boundless essence. The cycle of birth and death, known as samsara, is a process of refinement. Each death is an opportunity to grow spiritually, to evolve, and to move closer to the ultimate realization of one's true nature. Every lifetime brings lessons, challenges, and experiences meant to free the soul from the illusion of separation. The Tibetan Book of the Dead reveals a powerful truth. Consciousness is not merely a function of the brain or body. It is a universal force, an eternal spark of divine intelligence. Your awareness does not vanish when the body perishes. Rather, it journeys through different planes of existence, navigating through realms unseen by the living. This consciousness, your soul, is not bound by the physical world. It transcends time and space, moving through dimensions shaped by your karma, thoughts, and spiritual evolution. Mystics believe that life itself is an expression of a vast and infinite consciousness, temporarily manifesting in human form. When death arrives, consciousness does not die. It simply withdraws from the body and reemerges in its pure state. This withdrawal is not an end, but a transformation, a shift in perception from the material to the divine. The body may crumble, but the soul continues. But why should we seek to understand what happens after death? For ancient civilizations, knowledge of death was as vital as knowledge of life. Death is not just a subject of curiosity. It holds the key to the truth of existence. The Tibetan Book of the Dead serves as a spiritual guide, a map for the journey beyond, helping souls navigate the afterlife, avoid fear and attachment, and break free from the endless cycle of rebirth. Those who prepare for death, who cultivate mindfulness, detachment, and spiritual wisdom, gain a rare freedom, one that allows them to move beyond suffering and illusion. In Tibetan mysticism, death is merely one phase of existence. After the body dies, the soul enters an intermediate state known as the Bardo, a realm of transition where reality dissolves and the truth of one's consciousness is revealed. The Bardo is a place of infinite possibilities, where the boundaries of identity, time, and material reality are suspended. It is here that the soul has its greatest chance at liberation, if it can recognize the luminous light of its true essence. At the moment of death, the body's elements begin to dissolve, earth into water, water into fire, fire into air, and air into space. Strength fades, the body becomes heavy, and a deep stillness takes over. Breath slows, thoughts become scattered, and a vast, boundless silence surrounds the soul. It is said that if, in these fleeting moments, one can recognize the radiant light of pure awareness, they can transcend the cycle of birth and death, merging with an eternal and infinite peace. For those unprepared, this transition can be overwhelming. The soul may experience vivid visions, deities, celestial beings, or terrifying apparitions. But these are not external figures, they are projections of the soul's own karma, fears, and attachments. What one sees in the Bardo is a reflection of their own mind. If one clings to fear, confusion, or unresolved desires, they will be drawn back into the cycle of rebirth. But if one recognizes these visions as illusions, as mere echoes of past conditioning, they can dissolve them and move toward liberation. After this stage, the soul enters the realm of becoming, where it is pulled toward a new birth. Here, karma takes control, guiding the soul toward new parents, circumstances, and a fresh existence based on past actions and thoughts. The process of reincarnation begins again, and the cycle continues, unless one awakens and breaks free. Death, then, is not something to be feared, but something to be understood. It is not the end of life, but a doorway to deeper existence. The more we understand death, the more we can live without fear, embracing each moment with clarity and purpose. The Tibetan masters teach that one who understands death gains a rare wisdom, a wisdom that frees the soul from suffering and allows it to experience the truth of its own divine nature. So what happens when we die? The answer is not found in the body, nor in the mind, but in the awareness that transcends both. If we can prepare ourselves in this life by cultivating stillness, letting go of attachments, and recognizing the illusion of the self, we can enter death not with fear, but with reverence. The key to liberation is awareness, the ability to recognize that we are not merely our thoughts, our identities, or our bodies. We are something far greater, something luminous and infinite, beyond birth and beyond death. Those who awaken to this truth find themselves free, no longer bound by the illusions of this world or the next. And so, the greatest secret is this: you have already died before, and you will die again. But what if this time You wake up. If this message has opened your mind, if it has made you see death in a new way, share it with those who need to hear it. Because the journey does not end here. It is only beginning. The journey through the Karmic Bardo of Becoming is an intricate dance of energy, a cosmic interplay where the soul is irresistibly drawn into its next incarnation by the force of its own past. Every thought, every action, and every intention creates an energetic imprint, a thread in the grand tapestry of existence that weaves the path forward. This realm, shaped by karma, is not a place of mere judgment or punishment, but a space of transformation, a liminal dimension where the soul continues its evolution, guided by unseen forces beyond mortal comprehension. As the soul sheds its physical body, it finds itself in a state of profound transition, where its accumulated karma acts as an invisible yet undeniable force. It is not free to roam aimlessly, but rather, it is magnetically drawn to realms that reflect the frequency of its past deeds and inner essence. The soul's vibrational energy becomes the determining factor of its next destination, shaping the environment into which it will be reborn. The forces at play are not arbitrary, but deeply tied to the purity or distortion of the soul's intentions across lifetimes. A soul that has lived with kindness, integrity, and love is naturally pulled toward luminous, harmonious planes where peace and enlightenment are more easily accessible. In contrast, a soul burdened by resentment, deception, or greed is drawn into denser realms, not as a form of punishment, but as a necessary means of self-confrontation and growth. Tibetan teachings reveal that this process is not about divine retribution, but about the soul's own need to resolve its unfinished stories. The energy of past experiences remains within the subtle mind of the deceased, manifesting as vivid mental impressions, samskaras, that echo through the transitional space. These impressions are like living memories, carrying the weight of unresolved emotions, unfulfilled desires, and lingering attachments. The soul may experience waves of nostalgia, longing for the comforts of its previous life, for the warmth of loved ones, or the material possessions it once cherished. These attachments create an almost gravitational force, pulling the soul toward circumstances where it may relive similar experiences, though often in ways that are fleeting and unsatisfying. This cycle of longing and return is what binds the soul to samsara, the endless wheel of birth, death, and rebirth. As the soul journeys deeper into the bardo, it encounters visions that seem at once familiar and surreal. Among them are the images of potential parents, figures who appear not as random selections, but as luminous reflections of the soul's karmic resonance. These figures represent the vibrational qualities of the life the soul is being drawn into, a mirror of unresolved patterns, spiritual lessons, and opportunities for redemption or refinement. In this moment, the soul feels an inexplicable magnetic attraction or aversion to certain parents, dictated by the karmic ties that must still be worked through. For many souls, this process is largely unconscious, an automatic response dictated by the laws of karma. However, those who have cultivated spiritual awareness, souls who have achieved a higher state of consciousness, may exercise greater choice in this process. These advanced souls can consciously select the conditions that will best serve their journey toward liberation. Rather than being passively pulled by karmic forces, they make intentional choices, stepping into their next life with a deeper sense of purpose. Yet, as the soul nears its next birth, it must pass through the veil of forgetfulness, a natural and necessary barrier that erases the conscious memory of its past lives. This veil is often seen as a merciful act of grace, allowing the soul to engage fully in its present incarnation without the burden of past traumas and unresolved pain. Imagine the weight of countless lifetimes pressing upon a single consciousness. The joys, the betrayals, the losses, and the victories all coexisting in one fragile mind. Without this veil, the soul might struggle to find clarity, forever trapped in the echoes of what has already been. But this forgetfulness is not absolute. Glimpses of past lives may surface in unexpected ways, through dreams, déjà vu, deep intuition, or sudden, unexplained emotions. A place never before visited may evoke a strange familiarity. A person just met may feel as if they have been known for centuries. These fleeting moments are the whispers of past lives, the residual echoes of karmic imprints that have not been completely erased. Those who engage in meditation, deep spiritual practice, or introspection can sometimes penetrate this veil, retrieving glimpses of their past and uncovering hidden truths about their soul's journey. The experiences in the Karmic Bardo of Becoming are deeply interconnected with the states of consciousness that we explore even in life. Tibetan wisdom speaks of the Bardo of Dreams, a realm where the soul temporarily separates from the body each night. In this dream state, the illusion of identity dissolves, and the subconscious mind takes the lead. The teachings suggest that becoming lucid within dreams, waking up within the dream world, can train the soul to awaken in the afterlife, helping it navigate the bardo with greater awareness. Those who master this practice can steer their next incarnation with more intention, breaking free from the unconscious cycles of karmic repetition. The final phase of preparation happens in the bardo of meditation, where deep meditative states allow practitioners to transcend the limitations of selfhood and experience the clear light of awareness. In these profound states, the boundaries between life and death blur, and the meditator glimpses the pure, unconditioned consciousness that exists beyond time. Advanced practitioners who achieve this level of awareness in life can carry it forward into death, navigating the bardo states with clarity, and even choosing their next incarnation from a place of enlightened wisdom. The Karmic Bardo of Becoming is both a mystery and an opportunity, an unfolding story where the soul is simultaneously guided and tested by its own past. It is a space of reckoning, where every unresolved desire and unhealed wound resurfaces, urging the soul to face itself. Yet, it is also a space of infinite potential, where liberation is always within reach for those who dare to awaken. Each step through this realm brings the soul closer to its truest, most radiant nature, the essence beyond karma, beyond illusion, beyond time. And so, the journey continues. Stay tuned for the next part of this exploration, where we dive deeper into the hidden landscapes of the soul's passage through the realms beyond life.